regime, and that was what was very decisive, I'd say, especially as far as deciding to use the ConMed suite compared to the others. The oscillating saw for both was pretty comparable, and the sagittal saw was similarly comparable. Another major reason that we decided to switch to ConMed rather than remain with Stryker is the ConMed device is considerably quieter, and that makes a huge difference in the operating room setting. These tools can be sometimes oppressively loud. We have anesthetists who decline to do any orthopedic surgery cases because they can't stand the power tools, and it hurts their ears. And frankly, we're always all worried about our own hearing loss based on being around these tools right in the middle of our hands all the time. That can be pretty loud, and we like the fact that the tools that the ConMed suite had just a sort of a quieter, less shrill, more acceptable level of noise created, and that was a major reason that we went with the ConMed. In addition to the pricing, so it was a better performance, and they're not drastically different. It's not like one is incapable of getting a case done, and the other is absolutely wonderful. They're very, very comparable. I mean, it's like the debate that we're having is like, well, is this a Chevy Silverado or is this a Ford F-150? They're both pickup trucks. They both drive just fine. They both can haul a lot of things. It's just really the subtle features, and then coming down to the big difference was the price. So in other words, they're not drastically different. They're not one is an absolute slam dunk and the other one is unacceptable. They're very, very similar, actually. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. In terms of the trays that you would bring into a total joint replacement, for power specifically, what would those kind of look like, and how many trays, and would it be the same in the hospital versus ASC?
Those would now, at this point, those would be just one tray, because the one tray contains the power tools or contains all three power units, so the reciprocal saw, the sagittal saw, and the drill reamer. So those are the same. And then we have also they all come in the same set. So that hasn't really changed in appearance between the ASC and a inpatient operating room. Those are that's not like a big difference in the offerings. There is the battery packs are readily more available for the ConMed. They just come in individually wrapped battery packs, whereas we did have some trouble with the Stryker, and I think that's another reason that we were able to make a collective decision to go with ConMed. The power tools themselves, they come in a single tray. They come in a single tray of featuring all three power tools, but the battery packs are a little bit more portable for the ASC, and you've jogged my memory that was another reason that we chose that, because the battery packs, when you need a replacement battery, they're easier in ConMed.
And do you find that a more portable battery is important in an ASC? Can you talk a little bit more about that and why that would be more important in an ASC?
Well, it's important to have a portable battery pack both in the ASC as well as in the main operating room. Both of them really do require. Both settings require that you have the availability of a portable battery pack. So apart from sterilization, which will be something that when we have our online fully separate ambulatory surgery unit, the sterilization process is going to be one that's going to be where a difference will be made, and there the ConMed set will be easier to be kept. Will be, for turning around the components and everything. That's going to be easier with ConMed once we're in the ambulatory surgery unit. But otherwise, the portability of a replaceable and switchable modular battery is important in both settings. Not one more so than the other. They're both very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. If you could talk a little bit more, you said that you were part of the buying decision for this switch that you've made. Can you talk a little bit more about the role that you play in the buying process, and what are some of the major considerations that you take into account when deciding what power tools to purchase?
Yeah, the main thing is performance and price. And And the decision was made by